We entered into this world believing that all things were possible. That is, until we were taught otherwise. Today, I'm going to decode programs to let you know what a program really is and to dispel 4 common myths about programs. Hello, hello, hello. You are listening to the Manifest on Purpose show. I am your host, Kimbaley. My purpose is to help you manifest on purpose. Thank you so much for being here, sharing your time and energy with me today. Thank you for all of those you've invited, and thank you for subscribing here and on the website at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com. The God in me loves the God in you. Today, I'm going to talk about programming. We hear this word program a lot, and I want to make sure that you are clear on what a program is and help you dispel some of the myths about programs. We're going to get into that. But before we get started, we have to have our numerology forecast for today, and it's courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 Numerology app. It is Monday, February the 12th. The sun is in Aquarius, the moon is in Aries. It's a 1 universal month, a 3 universal week, and a 4 universal day. However you decide to plan or organize your day, adding a touch of creativity and imagination to the equation is likely to make a big difference by day's end. In addition, allow a little wiggle room along the way in case something out of the blue attempts to throw you off your center. If you are not prepared, Aquarius, Leo, Gemini, and those born on the 1st, 4th, 10th, 13th, 19th, 22nd, 28th, and the 31st of the month are the ones likely to do the best out of the rest in this cosmic group. Once again, that is the numerology forecast for today, courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 app. You can get your forecast every single day. Just go to a star 8, ASTAR, the number 8.com, or you can get it at Google Play, the App Store, or by going to Linktree/numbers and you. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Don't let that happen to you. Plan to succeed in 2024, the year of the 8. Get your numerology forecast for this year. It gives you a breakdown of what you can expect for the year. It goes from month to month to let you know what you can expect for each month according to your birthday. You can get that at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com. Now let's get to the show. Do you know that you are the harvest of your formative years? An overwhelming majority of who you are today is a seed that was planted in your formative years. How about that? What you were taught and your experiences up until you were about 7 to 8 years old made a huge impact on your life. You may not even recognize it. That's why this is called the formative years. It's the beginning of forming your life. What it really means is some of what you were taught and what you have experienced became programs that still manifest today. I feel that sometimes people wonder why they want to manifest something, but they end up manifesting the very opposite of that thing that they want to manifest. Sometimes there are programs that are present that go against the very thing that you are striving for. And as I said earlier, some of these programs are not recognizable to you. I was inspired to have this conversation because there are so many people that have been using the word program, but they don't explain what it is, leaving people to assume. Now, I don't want you to be caught up in assumption. To get an understanding of what a program is, think about the contacts that you have created in your cell phone. Now, let's be real here. Most people today, raise your hand if you're one of these people, don't remember phone numbers anymore. My hand is raised. They just save the number under their contacts, or we just save the numbers under our contacts. When you first create that contact, you are instructing your phone to call that person whenever you click on their name. It's beneficial to you because it saves you time and mental space from not having to remember that number. However, there's another side to this. It makes it difficult for you to remember information such as numbers and what happens when you need that number but don't have your phone. The point I'm making here is when you create a contact in your phone, you have created a program. A program is a set of base instructions in what if situations. For example, what if you need to call Aunt Maggie? All you have to do is find her number and press call. Your phone knows what to do next. You don't have to tell it. You've already told it the day that you programmed her number into your phone. The reason why the subconscious mind is so successful at the huge job she has is because she utilizes programs. I know you may be saying, no, not me, but I want you to remember the first time you learn how to drive. For the most part, you only had to learn how to drive once. You may have practiced several times before, but the art of learning how to drive, I'm sure you've only done it once. And now you can get into your car every single time without even thinking about how to drive and begin to drive. Your continuous practice created a program with a set of instructions that begin as soon as you get into your car. In due time, your ability to drive becomes automated, which is otherwise known as a program. The word automated is a key word here. When something is automated, you don't have to think about it as much, which is the very reason why a lot of your programs are subconscious or hidden to you, is another way to say it. It is for that reason that so many people are living life on autopilot, meaning you are the pilot of the plane, but you're not flying it. Now, I want to give you a real life experience so you can see how it is in real life. Growing up, my cousins and I loved staying with grandma on the weekends for several reasons, but the highlight was her breakfast. She always prepared the most delicious breakfast, topped off with her scratch made buttermilk biscuits. She'd have us sit down at the table where we then made our drink selections. We got three choices: milk, juice, or coffee. Yep, You heard me right. Most people, especially at that time, felt that it was bad choice to give children coffee. But my grandmother did not mind at all. She also allowed me to brew the coffee at times, stating she never had a cup of coffee as good as I made it. We took advantage too because every child at that breakfast table wanted coffee. Coffee to me smells much better than it tastes. Whenever I smell coffee, even now, I think of those weekend mornings at grandma's house and the feeling it gave me to be allowed to drink it. It made me feel like a grown up. Still, I did not continue that habit at that time. It happened in my early 30s. I was working the night shift from 7 at night to 7 in the morning. My manager asked me to make coffee one night, and I did. The smell of the coffee brought back those old memories. She raved about how great the coffee tasted. I decided everybody keeps saying this coffee is good. Maybe I'll take a sip too. It really took me back to those mornings at grandma's house. And as a result, I still drink coffee today. I don't have to have it, but a cup now and then does bring a little comfort. During that breakfast experience at grandma's, the smell of the coffee, the taste, the way that cup of coffee made me feel, my grandma's approval of my ability to make the coffee weekend after weekend created a program. Now, when I see, smell, and taste that coffee, it feels like home to me. It comforts me. Nobody has to convince me to try it. The program is already there. There is one big reason why you should know what a program is and how it works. Your programs create your reality. Madam Subconscious also has the task of making you a man or woman of your word. So she becomes passionate about making your programs a reality. It's like the contacts on your phone. Your phone won't dial Uncle Bill if you press the button for Aunt Maggie's contact. Your experiences, the things you're taught, and how you respond to them can very well make an impact or an impression on the subconscious mind. A lot of this has to do with some of the things I made mention of in my experience about growing up drinking the coffee. I was very much connected to the memory of that. I could smell it, I could taste it, I knew how it made me feel. Repetition also plays a bigger role in this too, because if something continues to happen to you and you continue to respond to it in the same way, then you will make that impression that this is the reality that you're in, and your subconscious is going to continue to keep that reality up for you. So repetition is also key. This is just a brief overview of programming. I feel like I will go deeper into this at another time, but I would like to dispel 4 myths about programs. I think for the most part that when a lot of people use the word program, it seems like a dirty word. It seems like that is something bad. Programming is neither good or bad. Programming is programming. What programming is really breaking down to is it's just a reflection of the life that you have lived. It's a reflection of the environment that you've been in. There is no such thing as it being good or bad. Are there programs that can hold us back? Yes, but there are also programs that can help us. And we'll get into that in the next myth I dispel. Only some people are programmed. as if we're not all programmed in some kind of way. To provide for you proof that we are all programmed, you are blinking. You are breathing if you're listening to this. Those are some of the types of programs that the subconscious creates so that we don't have to think about doing these things every time we need to do it. Can you imagine what life would be like if you had to remember to breathe each and every time? Those are programs. So, yes, we all are programmed in some way or another. And for some reason, a lot of people feel that programs can be broken. You remember I discussed a moment ago that sometimes programs may not be the best for us, and a person may want to discontinue that program so that they can better their lives. When we look at something like this, it is necessary for us to think about the laws of nature, the laws of the universe. Energy, everything is energy, and energy cannot be destroyed. That is the same case for a program. A program, just like a habit, remember this, cannot be broken. It can only be replaced. Same thing with energy, it can't be destroyed. The option for a program is to be reprogrammed. And in order to be reprogrammed, it means that you're taking out all of the old data and you're replacing it with new data. So if the program was telling you one thing at first and you want to change that, then you begin to create a program that's the opposite of the program that you wish to change. And this last one really threw me for a loop when I first learned about this programming thing. A lot of times people wonder, and I know because I did at first too, are all of your thoughts and experiences going to create a program? Some people believe that that really is so. Don't believe that. Not all of your thoughts and experiences will go on to create programs. As I said earlier, the things that create programs in your life are the things that were very impactful. That's why traumatic experiences create programs, because these things make a huge impression on the subconscious mind because these were big events in your life. These are events that evoked emotions. These are events that's hard for you to forget. Sometimes people relive these events and they have no choice but to become programs. So it's the same thing with everything else. If you think something bad about yourself one time, you don't have to worry about that going on to create a program. But if you take that bad thing and you continue thinking about it day in and day out, and you start to get in your feelings with it, then in due time, yes, it will create a program. We all enter this world feeling like nothing is impossible to us. But then other people came into our lives, the environment we were in. All of these things taught us something different. It taught us limitations. The seeds that were planted in the formative years of your life may still be creating a harvest right now without you even knowing. May have created a program. Madam Subconscious has a huge job to do. There's so much going on in your mind at all times. In order to make life easier for her and yourself, she uses the programs. These programs recreate those moments, those experiences, those things that you were taught in your life that made a big enough impression on the subconscious mind. It's like an instruction manual for whatever occurs in your life, saying, if this happens, this is the response. It's just like when you want to call Aunt Maggie, you find her name in your contacts and you press send. It's also just like when I smell coffee, I think about Grandma's house. It's when you get in your car and begin to drive, and you don't have to remember each and every time how to drive. Programming is not good or bad, it is what it is. It's a reflection of your environment. It's what helps recreate that environment for you. So if you are one of those ones that feel that every time you try to manifest something, the very opposite happens, take the time to dig deep, to decode your programs. I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.